She was brilliant, young, and full of promise. But one quiet night in Delhi, everything changed. A locked room, a lifeless body, and a stranger caught on camera. What really happened to Priyanka Singh? Suicide or murder? The truth is more chilling than you think. 23-year-old Priyanka Singh was the kind of girl any parent would be proud of. A brilliant student, a university topper, and a quiet, focused soul. She lived with her mother in a modest apartment in Rajari Garden, West Delhi. Life seemed stable, predictable, even. There were no signs of trouble, no major drama, and certainly no indication that something terrible was about to happen. It was the night of March 8, 2022, a regular weekday. Priyanka had dinner with her mom, chatted briefly about her upcoming job interview, and then retired to her room around 10:30 p.m. Her mother remembers that moment vividly. She smiled, said goodnight, and closed the door. Nothing unusual, nothing alarming. Hold on, if you like the true crime documentary story you are watching now, subscribe to the channel for more update, thank you. But the next morning, Priyanka didn't open her door. After knocking several times with no response, her mother forced it open, with help from the building's guard. What they saw changed everything. Priyanka was found hanging from the ceiling fan, her lifeless body swaying slightly, the room eerily still. Panic and heartbreak erupted instantly. The police were called, neighbors gathered, and within an hour, the quiet apartment had turned into a crime scene. But it wasn't just the tragic sight that raised eyebrows, it was something far more puzzling. The door wasn't locked from the inside. In fact, it wasn't locked at all. And that was just the beginning. The initial police report leaned toward suicide. After all, Priyanka was found hanging, and there were no visible signs of struggle. But as the investigation moved forward, pieces of the puzzle began to fall out of place. The autopsy report stated that Priyanka had died around 2 a.m. But her call records told a different story. At 1:15 a.m., just 45 minutes before her death, she made a call to someone she was very close to, Rahul Meher, her boyfriend of nearly 2 years. That call lasted just under 5 minutes. What was said during those minutes remains unknown, but Rahul would later tell investigators that Priyanka had sounded upset and tired of everything. Rahul's statement suggested that she had been battling depression. He claimed she often talked about pressure from studies, expectations, and dark thoughts. But when police spoke to Priyanka's close friends, they were shocked to hear a completely different narrative. One of her college friends revealed that Priyanka had recently confided in her about something terrifying. Someone was blackmailing her, threatening to release a private video of her if she didn't pay money or cooperate. The source of the video was unknown, but Priyanka had become increasingly withdrawn, anxious, and paranoid in the weeks leading up to her death. She had even started deleting her messages, clearing her call logs, and keeping her phone locked at all times. It was clear, something, or someone, was haunting her. The idea that she was simply depressed no longer held weight. This wasn't just a tragic suicide. It was beginning to look like something much darker. As the investigation deepened, detectives requested access to the building's CCTV footage, hoping to confirm that no one had entered or left Priyanka's flat during the critical hours of the night. What they found changed everything. At exactly 1:45 a.m., just 30 minutes after Priyanka's last phone call, the camera at the main entrance captured a figure walking into the building. He was dressed in all black, black hoodie, black jeans, black shoes. His face was obscured by a surgical mask and the hoodie's shadow, but his posture was confident, almost as if he had done this before. He didn't hesitate. He walked straight to the third floor, Priyanka's floor. There was no camera on her hallway, but 10 minutes later, the same man was seen walking out of the building. This time, his pace was faster, more alert. He looked over his shoulder before stepping into the street, and then he vanished into the darkness. Police reviewed the footage frame by frame. The building's watchman claimed he didn't see or hear anything unusual. And even more frustrating, there were no signs of forced entry at Priyanka's door or windows. So, the question loomed larger than ever. How did that man enter the flat? Did Priyanka know him? Did she let him in willingly? And if she did, why? Was it the man behind the blackmail? or someone closer than anyone suspected. For investigators, the presence of that man turned a suspicious death into a probable homicide. But without a clear face, name, or motive, the case remained in the shadows. Despite the growing list of unanswered questions, the case was eventually labeled as a suspicious death, not a homicide. There wasn't enough hard evidence to classify it as murder, but too many loose ends to call it a simple suicide. It was a grey zone, one that offered no closure to Priyanka's grieving mother. The mysterious man from the CCTV footage was never identified. His face remained hidden, and there were no fingerprints, no DNA, no trace of him inside the flat. It was as if he had entered and exited the scene like a ghost, leaving behind only heartbreak and confusion. Rahul Meher, Priyanka's boyfriend, left India shortly after the investigation slowed down. He moved to Canada for a job opportunity, and although police questioned him, nothing conclusive ever came of it. To this day, some believe he knows more than he let on. Others think he, too, was just a piece of a larger, more sinister puzzle. But for Priyanka's mother, none of it matters. Not the theories, not the police statements, not the online speculation. All she wants is the truth. Every morning, she visits the local police station, holding her daughter's picture in her hands and asking the same question. Did my daughter take her own life, or did someone take it from her? That question still echoes in the halls of that apartment, in the silence of that locked room, and in the hearts of everyone who hears her story. What do you think? Is she murdered or she committed suicide? Drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel for more true crime story.